Hi, friends. My name is Darian, also known as Darian Plans, and welcome to Planning Together. Every week, I invite a friend on to share with us how they are organizing their life and their heart. So if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit it so you don't miss out on future friends and future videos. And y'all, I'm so excited to have my friend Cindy joining us today. Cindy lives on the East Coast with her boyfriend Manny and her cute fur babies, Ginger and Teddy. And y'all, she is Haitian American. She loves wine, loves good food, loves traveling, and loves napping. Can we get an amen? Because napping is important. Y'all, she is currently in her fourth and final year of law school. And she works full-time as an analyst at Wells Fargo. Y'all, I cannot wait, and I know she can't wait to be Cindy P. Esquire. So I'm so excited for her. She's been in the planning community for a while now, and so I'm so excited for you guys to meet her. So go ahead and hit that like button, welcome her in the comments, and let's welcome Cindy. Hey, Cindy.
Hey.
Thanks for joining me. Okay, friends, we want to know where you guys are tuning in from. And we also want to know how you are doing. So comment letting us know how you are doing and where you are tuning in from. Cindy.
Yes.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Feeling a little tired because today was like really draining, but I'm doing okay. Better now.
Yeah. I know beforehand we were like kind of talking about like how we talk ourselves into buying things and out of things.
Yeah.
What is something that you have talked yourself into buying? And what is something you have talked yourself out of buying?
So the most recent thing I can think of is like the saddle A5 rings from Cloth and Paper.
Okay.
I talked myself into buying it, actually bought it, and then canceled my order because I talked myself out of it because I really don't need another A5 rings. So yeah.
I get that. And what is something that you have talked yourself into buying?
Into buying?
Decided to keep that you're like glad that you like got?
I feel like recently I haven't really been into buying stuff. Let's see.
That's so good.
Yeah. I want to no spend, you guys, because I spent like so much money on planner supplies lately. Well, in the past couple months because of quarantine, I feel like quarantine hit me hard with like emotional shopping. So I've been trying to not spend money on planner stuff.
Yeah. Y'all, if y'all been emotionally shopping, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Hey, Gemma. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, Rachel, you're in Cincinnati. I'm in like Cleveland area. So what's up? We're like in the same state. What's up, girl? Gemma in California. What's up? Mom in Indianapolis. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Cindy, let's just dive right in. I want to be cautious of your time because I know you got a lot on your plate. You got on your plate. Before we even get to everything that's on your plate, I want to know, what was your first planner?
So my first planner was in high school. Like they used to give us the academic planners for us to plan in. And I just used like pen and highlighter. And then when I when I got into college, I continued that. I didn't have a lot of money for like an expensive planner. I didn't really know about EC at the time either. So I just literally went to Walmart and picked up a academic planner. Mm-hmm. And I used that. Same thing with like colorful pens and highlighters and markers. And that was that.
Oh, I love that. I think, what was it? I remember the first planner that it was like some planner that they sold in my college bookstore before, like, because I know me and you had talked about how in high school, you know, everyone who comes on, they say they always got like this, yay! Sorry, I got completely Lane, you know, says she's 40 minutes from Cleveland. What's up? Hey! Okay, sorry, y'all know I get distracted from the comments. Anyway, and hey, what's up, Hubs? He's in here representing. I love him. I remember my first planner, like it was one that I like bought in like the college bookstore.
Yeah.
And then, but normally I would just get them from Target. And then in college, I discovered the whole Erin Condren world of planner.
Really?
Like, what? It's a whole thing. So Yes. Okay. So that was your first planner. What planners are you currently using to keep your life together? Because you got a lot of things to keep together. Which
I do. So I'm currently using 6 planners. I don't need 6 planners, but I'm currently using 6 planners. So I have my A5 rings that I'm using as like my everyday carry that keeps my life together, like minimally. And then I have 2 memory planners, an academic planner that I'm going to start using in August when I go back to school, a budget like finance planner, and then just my print impression weeks, which I've had for like 2 years, but I'm just trying to use it up because I don't like seeing planners go to waste. So
okay. So what? Okay, you listed 6 planners. Like, let us know, what are these planners? Like, for people who don't know, like, they're like, okay, well, where did you get your budget planner, or where did you get your academic planner, and all these things. We want to know.
So basically, I have them here. I can showcase.
I mean, it is. So
these are like, this is my A5 rings. It's pretty chunky. It's like a Filofax planner. I won this in a giveaway, and like I've been stuck with it ever since. And so this is what I like use every day to like keep my life in check. It has a little bit of everything in it. So like finances, like scheduling, to-do lists. I do a little bit of goal planning in here, list some projects. And then I have my memory planner. So this is my current memory planner right now. It's a Cell Cloud.
Why is that so pretty?
I know. It's so cute. It's pretty big though. It's like probably the size of an AC could probably fit in here, but it's like very decorative. So like here's the pocket.
Okay, let's talk. Wait, pause. Because you use ring systems, and I'm not even like, I feel like I just got into ring system. I have been looking into like the whole ring world of stuff like for the past year, and finally was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And like end of May, when I was like, because I really was into like learning more about cloth and paper. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see how I like it. And now like I'm obsessed with it. When I first talked to you about it, I was like, how do like people just like make their like the beginnings of their planner so decorative? I'm like, what's the point of all the what's the point of the decoration? Are you one of those people where you like it functional? Like, how would someone make it functional versus decorative?
That's so functional. If you need things like, I feel like things that need to be like in their graphs that every day, like things that you use every day, you would put in the pocket. So like if you need like, I don't know, a list of medications or emergency contact info or your morning routine or something like that, I feel like that would go in your pockets if you want to make it more functional. Decorative is just so it can look pretty. So you get excited to be in your planner, I guess.
So show me an example of yours, because I know you use like what's it, the task cards?
Yeah.
Okay, so show us an example, because I'm new. I don't know nothing. It's like, and then there's all this other weird stuff like, what? I'm like, a dashboard. What's a dashboard? Like,
so these are the task cards I have. I just have them in this like credit card holder from Cloth and Paper.
Gotcha.
These ones I made myself. Maddie Plans makes them.
Okay.
And she sells them in her, like you can get them on her Instagram page.
Okay.
Maddie Plans, y'all, because I don't want to take the idea for this. This is all her idea. And so I have like a home life one, which has like things that I need to work on like in my household in a week. And then I have like a work one and a like finance one. So I kind of like pre-plan using these in the inserts, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Cash cards, because I'm so curious. I'm like, so do you just take it out and you write your things based off of what's on the task card?
Pretty much. So like, okay, let me give an example. So I have this
like, these look really pretty on Instagram. I have no idea, how would I use them?
Some people can't use them like functionally. Some people just use them like as a decorative piece in their planner to like maybe give them a list of things they need to just think about while they're
all the details. Listen.
Some people don't use them functionally. Some people just use them as like decoratively, just as a list of things that they could probably think about. Like people use them as like morning routine, and they'll have like their morning routine on like sticky notes, but they don't actually like take it off and stick it anywhere. But I use it like, so like my timesheet, like I have timesheet, emails, phone calls, meeting, and appointments. So based on like my week, I'll like remove the the page flag and put it on the day that I have like a reminder.
Page flag?
Yeah, page flag. It's a page flag with stickers on it.
Did y'all know this in the comments? Am I the only one? Now I get it.
Yeah, it's a page flag. Okay, it's a card of page flags. Yeah.
Continue. Now I think I'm doing
it. A little better. Yeah, so you put like, I use it as like a pre-planning task system. So before, when I get my inserts out for the week and they're blank, I'll use it to like put reminders down for the week of things that I have before I like go and fill out my week. Yeah.
Okay, now I see the hype. Now I see the idea. Like you literally, they're reoccurring and you just put it like.
Yeah, instead of like, some people don't like rewrite it. Some people just use it every week and just keep reusing it. I like writing the words because then I can like go back and see what I did like the previous week. But some people, they don't like rewriting, so they just keep using the task card like that. Yeah.
Learn something new. Okay. So while we're on the ring system, let's just stay here for a minute. So task cards.
Yes.
Explain this whole dashboard thing to me.
Dashboard?
Divider? Is there a difference between dashboards and dividers?
Yes. So dividers are like, what you used in like college to like separate your binder, separate it in like different sections that you want in your planner. Dashboards, you just use them as like decorative pieces, or like you can use them as lists. Like right here, this is from the cloth and paper sub box. This is like a vellum dashboard and you just use it decoratively. So it's like, this is like the beginning to my August section. In my
planner. Okay. Because I'm like, I got the dashboard. Am I supposed to be using it for something, or is it just decorative? Like, again, I always struggle with like what's decorative, what's not decorative.
But you can use it however you want. If you want to use it like in a function, like that's a more functional way because it's like it's marking August, but you can use it in a decorative way too.
Okay. You're just teaching me so much about the system. All right. So let's dive in just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Have you always been a planner?
Yes.
Since like, when would you say you started planning?
Probably ever since I've been in school, because they used to give you like the little small academic planners to write down your assignments. So
okay,
I kept track of things.
All right. So you've always been a planner.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about your story, but I don't think necessarily people know a little bit about your story. But one, I know that you are Haitian American. And so can you tell us a little bit about how your upbringing and how that has affected necessarily how you go about planning and setting goals?
Yeah. So like being Haitian American in a foreign household, it's like expected that you become something like great because like your parents came over to America and they want to give you a better life. So like, you know how parents are like wanting like the best for their children. So I mean, how that affected my like planning style and like my goal setting is that like me becoming a lawyer came from like my background of being in like my family being immigrants, because how I got into law is through helping my mom navigate the immigration system. So with the planning side of that, like me having to set out goals of like my career goals of what I want to do and what I want to accomplish, that really, got me, or planning really helps me do that, like accomplish those goals that I need to accomplish to get to where I want to go.
Yeah. So my question for you was that introduced to you, like goal setting, or was it something you just learned on your own?
No, it wasn't introduced to me. I think it's just something I picked up along the way because like in high school, they give you a planner, and I realized that like me writing down like the little bit of assignments that I had like kept me on track. And so that really blossomed into like what I have today. But I think that foundation of like in school is really what helped me, continue to plan. But it's not something that like my parents embedded in me,
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I think when they give you the planner, they're like, here, write your assignments in it. But
Right.
I don't think no one ever told me like the purpose of it. It was more so
Mhm.
here, use it. And I
Yeah.
feel like for me, I don't know if my mom or dad knows this, but like how I got, they're going to find out right now. But how I got introduced to goal setting was I was sneaking into my parents' room to get candy from like dad's little dresser thingy.
Yeah.
Found my dad had like these index cards of like goals that he had set,
Oh, wow.
financial goals and work goals and
Yeah.
goals. And I remember thinking like, huh. And I just remember seeing that. And I remember going to college and writing my goals out on index, sticking them on my dresser.
Yeah.
That's what I had seen my dad do. Y'all, this is a question I want to ask y'all in the comments. Tell us, like, if you're a goal person, how did you learn goal setting? Was that something that was introduced to you, or how do you set goals? Part of me still wants to, I still go back to that old index card where I just have to see it every single day.
Yeah.
But if you use a planner for goal setting, or if you're like, I don't goal set, let us know. That's fine. But I'm very curious about that. I think it's really interesting to hear, because not everyone's like, it's not something that's necessarily taught about. And like, this is how you plan and manage your time wisely. It's kind of like, here you go. And then, so, when people are released into after college, whether that's going after high school into college or out, not college, it's kind of like, what do I do now? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so, yes, I was very curious about that. And so you had said you got introduced to law because you were helping your mom become a citizen. So tell me a little bit more about that. You're entering your final year of law school. What is that like? How did you even, I know you said a little bit about why you wanted to go to law school. Was it always something that had piqued your interest?
So it wasn't always something that piqued my interest. I actually wanted to go a more like artsy, creative route with a career path, but like having foreign parents, they are not going to accept that very readily. So it piqued my interest helping my mom like navigate through the citizenship process, like helping her file the paperwork, the fees and stuff like that. I also thought it was like a good way to help my family because a lot of them were immigrants or they're still immigrants, but they weren't citizens. So like helping them navigate the citizenship process, I thought like that would be my way to like help and give back to like the Haitian community. But getting into college, I realized that although that still is an interest of mine, I am still interested in or found an interest in like corporate business law. So yeah. I'm trying to see if I can like merge the two and do like business immigration, working with like H-1 visas or something. I don't know yet. We'll see.
So what would you say are the areas? So it was that, and then it's kind of corporate business now. What would you say you're leaning more towards?
I feel like
kind of like I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning more towards, I guess, business transactional law, just because those are some of the classes for business, that like area of law we are forced to take. So like contracts, like business associations, we are forced to take those classes. So like me excelling in those classes are like, okay, great, I can do this, you know. Immigration, you don't have to take that class. So yeah.
Okay. All right. All the people are okay. So let me start with you. One, Holistic Killing said yes, Black lawyers, because yes, we do need Black lawyers. And then Jim says, I'm still learning with goal setting. My Moxie Life Planner has been a game changer. Yes.
Definitely.
That's been a big game changer when it comes to goals. Y'all know I love my Moxie Life. Lane said goal setting as a young professional is still something I'm trying to figure out. I've tried Power Sheets, but exploring new options now. Yes, and Power Sheets are also a great option. And there's so many different like planning and goal setting for that. It's just, I think it's just figuring out like what system works for you. Yeah. So Cindy, how do you keep track of your goals?
So right now I'm struggling with goal setting, just like Lane said. Like goal setting for me is hard because it's not something like I have like long-term goals that I want to, I guess, accomplish, but I'm not really one, you know how they say like, you know, set short-term goals to get to your long-term goals. Like I don't really do that.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out a way to like goal plan that works for me. Right now I just use like an insert, and I just write down like my huge goals that I have, but I don't really go back to it. And I feel like I should, because then I can like manifest the things that I want to come into my life. But yeah, I definitely need to like work on goal setting a little bit more.
Okay. Okay. I put in the comment, I asked people, and even if you're watching the replay of this, like comment and answer these questions, but like what advice do you guys have on goal setting? Like we are here to learn from each other. Why do you think with goal setting, like, is it the process that you get hung up with, or it's just something that you're like, I'm kind of like already focused on, I have one big goal right now, which is finish. Like, listen, you working full time.
Yeah.
Like that in and of itself, I'm like, whoo. So would you say it's more so like, I don't necessarily have time for the process of goal setting, or is it just like, I have one goal right now that I'm focused on and everything else is just kind of taking the back seat to that?
I feel like that's a part of it, because I feel like I could be like very narrow-minded in school right now because it's like very stressful when you're in it. Like I do have other personal and like financial goals that I write down, but I guess yeah, I'm stuck on the process of like how to, I guess, set short-term goals to get to my long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I need to like educate myself on that a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like, because like I had like this earlier this week. I had like this major moment when it came to goal setting, specifically when it came to like the long-term goals.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty like, I'm good with like, what goals do I need to do this week?
Yeah.
Maybe what goals do I need to do this month? But when you're asking what I need to do in a year,
yeah,
like the year after, I'm just kind of like, like, I think I more so got caught up in the process of setting long-term goals, because it's like, on one thing, it's like I'm very, I don't know, I'm very like, I'm a dreamer, and it's like I can dream, but I'm trying to figure out like, okay, well, how do I set this dream out into goals easily?
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, this week, the moment that I had was like when I start asking myself, what does a 10 look like in this area?
Okay.
Or what is the ideal of like, more so when I stopped focusing on necessarily the what and the things to do when it came to goal setting, and more so focused on the person that I wanted to be. It kind of made things a little bit easier. So it's like, okay, who do I want to be in 5 years? And it's like, okay, I want to be this, I want to be, and it made it easier. I'm like, oh, so these are the things that I do. Like, you know, when I broke it down, I even do that on a weekly basis. It's like, who do I need to be this week? It's just for me, when I start asking who I need to be versus what I need to do, it makes goal setting a little bit more easier for me. I'm going to ask Jessica from Holistic Healing to elaborate. What do you mean set realistic goals? I want you to elaborate on that. Set realistic goals. What do you mean by that? What is realistic? Okay. So, Cindy, I also want to know, what have you, nope, before I even ask that question, how do you got 6 planners, but like, how do you literally manage your full-time job, law school, your family and relationships, and take care of yourself?
So self-care is still something that I'm working on. I definitely have to schedule more self-care for myself, because I feel like I'm definitely a busybody. So I'm always like doing something, and especially for other people. But right now, like managing my time, I tend to like time block things, because my schedule is already like time blocked. I work for a certain amount of time. I have to go to class for a certain amount of time. So like I have to set aside like study time to relax with my boyfriend, like when I should walk the dogs, like when I have to cook dinner. So I kind of like tend to time block areas of my life to make it more manageable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm like learning so much. Okay. People are lighting up the comments right now. So, okay. So Katie said, I was very small-minded when it came to goal setting, but I set small goals and a few major goals for this year, like paying things off in 2020. Every week I ask myself, what do I need to do this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then it continues. Every week I ask myself, what do I need to do this week to get one step closer to my goal? Okay, love that. Sadie, I see your question, and I'm totally about to hit on that. And I'm totally about to, I love that question. Okay, Jessica said, when I asked her what realistic goals were, she said goals that are actually obtainable for you, that you can build towards. If you have a goal to work out, don't immediately go for a workout 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay, amen to that, because I think the thing is, I'm totally that person where it's like, I'm going to dive right into the deep end with 2 feet in. Like, it's not going to be one of those things where I gradually work myself up to that. So absolutely. I think, Jessica, this reminded me of when Hand Can Plan, she had, when I was asking people kind of like how they go about goal setting, and she had said, when I set goals, I ask myself, is this measurable? Can I control this? So many times we set goals that are out of our control. Like, I want to necessarily get this job necessarily per se, but it's like you necessarily don't have the power to give yourself that job in a sense. So like, what's something that I can control that's maybe going to put me in a better situation to get that job? It was like when she broke it down, and I was like, oh, I never thought about that. Like thinking from goals from a perspective of, is this something I'm able to control?
Right.
Is this something that's measurable? And I was also saying, like, because sometimes we can get a little bit too loosey-goosey with our goals, and it doesn't become measurable anymore. Anyway, Rachel had said, treating my small goals like big goals, breaking them down and giving myself time to achieve has helped me be more successful at goal achievement lately. I love that. I love how you said you're treating your small goals like big goals. Like, I think that's so important. I think I feel like we need to celebrate our small goals.
Yeah, we do.
Celebrate our big goals. Sadie with a plan. Cindy, this is a great question. Hi, Darian and Cindy. I love to learn more about your experience being a minority in your law program. I'm in grad school too, and there are only 2 fellow Latino. Hold on, wait, did I say that right?
I think
Latinx student. I don't even. My brain was like, I was like, that's not it. Student in my program. Cindy, can we talk about it? Because we
yes.
a little bit beforehand. I was like, I feel like this is something we should totally talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, so in my program as an evening student, I feel like it's a very small amount of minorities in my evening program. Like in my class, there's only 4 Black students. I'm one of them. There's 2 other girls and then 1 male. So I feel like being a minority in my law program and being compared to like my white counterparts, I have to work 10 times harder just to be noticed, just to, get that recommendation from the professor, or just build relationships, like network, to get those jobs in the future. I feel like it's so much harder. So, and then on top of that, being an evening student compared to a day student, they treat us the same, which kind of like frustrates me a little bit, because day students have the ability to get that high GPA and do all the extracurriculars they want to do, because law school is their full-time job. They don't have anything else that they're doing. Whereas evening students, most of us are working during the day, or some of them have kids, have families at home. So it's a lot more difficult for us to get the, I guess, popular credentials that we need to get those higher paying jobs or popular jobs that everyone is looking for. So
yeah. I have a question. Do you find that there's more minorities in the evening versus the full time? You know that by chance?
There's more minorities in the day program, because the day program is it's bigger than the evening program. The evening program is only like 35 students in our class.
Okay.
The day students look probably like 200. So there's a lot more minorities in the day program than the evening program.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you say that this is something that like you feel like you always had to feel like I have to work twice as hard, be twice as good as necessarily like my white counterparts? Has that been something that you feel like you've always had to deal with throughout school?
Definitely. And mostly because I've attended predominantly white, like I attended a predominantly white high school because of just the demographic of where I lived on the East Coast. I attended a predominantly white college as well, so I feel like I definitely had to work like twice as hard
Mm-hmm.
all the time just to be, noticed, just to get like scholarships and opportunities that weren't afforded to me. So, yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
Guys.
bro, you're doing it. You are doing it. Like, has there ever been a time where you kind of wanted to like call it quits on law school?
All the time. The whole 4 years. But I just try to like go back to like why I started and like that like immigration like background on why I started and how I can help people with my degree and with this profession kind of like grounds me and like, okay, I have to keep going. I have to keep going,
Yeah. I love that. Has twofold.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's thinking about law school,
yes,
and they're thinking about like, you know what, like if that's something that they're looking into, what would you recommend? Like, where would you say start at? What would you encourage them? What would you say their first, if you're thinking about it, what like with their first, or if they know, if someone who's listening has a friend who's interested in maybe transitioning into law, what would you recommend?
I would recommend talking to someone that's either currently in law school or that's, well, if they're thinking about law school and not just the career, I would say talk to a law student. And one that's like closer to age to you or in the area that you want to practice, like if they have similar interest and if they go to the same school as you, like I feel like find those people that can give you, I guess, the real tea on like what it is, because I feel like law school is sometimes like glamorized.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't really realistic when they talk about it. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you have to do like 3 years of law school and then you're done. And
Yeah.
no one really talks about like the struggles of just how hard it is, like how mentally taxing it is. And just even if like being like Black in law school, it's difficult. So I feel like no one really talks about that type of stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever had like necessarily a negative experience in law school with being a minority?
Definitely. Definitely. Just because of the things that we do talk about, like just like constitutional law or like race in the legal profession, like criminal law, like there's sitting in class and you're either like one of the only Black students, your teacher like tends to pick on you for like those type of topics. Like, so it's like an awkward situation, So yeah, I've definitely had some experiences with law school. So yeah.
Yeah. One, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
I had a question and it like completely like went over my head. Thank you for sharing. I can only imagine like how hard that put in those situations and having to have like being called out and it not necessarily be necessarily in the most positive way. So I thank you so much for sharing that. So my next question is, in the midst of all this, because I don't want to skip over this real quick. You said you're struggling with the self-care part.
Yes.
Right? Like and honestly, I'm over here in the same boat. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I can take care of myself too. Y'all in the comments right now, let us know, what are your favorite self-care like routines, tips, tricks? Tell us your secret sauce when it comes to self-care. Because we both over here, even beforehand, I'm like, how are you taking care of yourself? I'm not. And I'm like, I need to do better. Like, that's not, I don't know, because my natural go-to is like, I just want to lay on my couch and watch movies all day. But and I'm like, there's literally a space and time for that. But how can I be a little bit more with like filling up my soul, that soul care, that deep, like, yeah. So y'all help us out.
Yeah, let us know.
Help us out. Okay. The one thing that I want to know is, what have you been learning about yourself?
Through quarantine, that I'm a procrastinator. But I feel like it's because like I feel like I work better under pressure, which is not always a good thing. But I do have an exam to take in the middle of August, and I feel like I've been like just relaxing, not a care in the world, and now we're like 2 weeks out to my exam, and I'm like cramming. So I learned that I'm a procrastinator, and I need to be better at not procrastinating. Yeah.
You said that. I'm a procrastinator. I think people think, oh, just because we're a planner, like that we don't procrastinate.
Put things out as far as possible.
That we don't follow things out. No, that's totally real. Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you one more question, and then we are going to play a game that I'm so excited about. But I want to know, do you believe in planner peace? Is that a good thing?
I actually don't believe in planner peace, just because I feel like in the time of social media that we're living in, it's hard to stick to one thing. Like my system is working for me right now, but I know like if I go on Instagram and I see like a planner, like the Moxie Life planner, where I think like it'll help me with goal setting, I'll buy that planner and add that into my system. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, like, will it not be planner peace because I like changed up my system? You know what I mean? It's like, so no, I don't really believe in planner peace.
Yeah.
I'm content. Like Jen said, planner.
Okay. Okay, Cindy, they gave us some good advice. You ready for it on how we can do better? Brent, this is my mom. She says yoga and meditation.
Yes.
Gemma, I'm so glad we're not the only one.
Yeah.
But I can help with this too. Okay. KDK plan says random face mask to make me feel good. Okay, face mask. Lay in PJs and do nothing.
Yes, PJs.
Yes. Do the book. Do my write the work journal. I love the write the work journal. Really like that. Planning is total self-care for me. Yes, especially when you get the stickers out.
Yeah, it is.
Eating a bowl of cereal and watching Grey's Anatomy. I love that. Okay, Jessica from Holistic Killing said meditation, binge watching, streaming services, spending time with family and friends, massages, warm baths, getting enough sleep. Yes.
Thing is my thing.
Yes. Yeah, because I know you told me like you like walking and you also like traveling.
Yeah.
Are there places that you really like traveling to? Has there been a favorite one?
Travel. Well, my favorite one has been Haiti when I went in 2015. And I definitely want to go back, but like the whole quarantine situation and just timing with law school. I'm definitely going to go back after I graduate though. But yeah, I feel like I haven't been able to travel like as much because of school, but definitely after I graduate, I definitely want to travel to Europe. Definitely.
Oh, that's so cool. Is there a certain part of Europe that you want to travel to?
All of it. All of it. Paris, Rome, Italy, all of it.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Rachel gave us another self. She said, music in the morning and books at night helps wake me up and falls asleep without social media distractions. Yeah. Talk about the social media distractions. That's so hard. That's so hard. Okay. So we have this game that I told she doesn't know, but we're going to do kind of like before if you guys have any questions, get your questions ready for Cindy. But we're going to kind of do like pretty much like a minute, a power minute. I'm pretty sure I'm saying where I'm literally going to say something and then Cindy has to tell me her like first like response that comes to her head.
No, oh my God. I feel like most of my answers are going to be stress.
Okay. And y'all, if y'all want to get yourselves ready by the keyboard so you can type in your first responses, that would be super fun too. Okay. First question, favorite planner?
A5 rings right now.
Okay. Favorite planner brand?
Cloth and paper right now.
Favorite pen?
My Uniball Signal, the white barrel one.
With the white ink?
No, not white ink. It's actually, I think I have one somewhere. This one.
Ooh,
white barrel one.
Ooh, that's fancy. Okay. Favorite musician?
Rihanna.
Favorite song?
Believe Me right now with Party Next Door.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Favorite TV show?
Right now, I just like anime. Just watching anime.
Favorite sticker shop?
That's hard. Caress Press, I would say.
Okay. Favorite A5 insert?
My weeklies right now.
Okay.
Plans weekly ones that I can time block.
Okay. Favorite food?
Pizza. Favorite drink? Right now, water, actually. Water.
I love that. Okay. And the last question.
Yes.
Favorite resource that's keeping you organized?
Resource? Oh, that's hard. A resource. My planner. Is that a resource?
I was expecting it to be a oh, these are hilarious. Okay, we got Moxie. Single gel.
Yeah, these are tough.
The tool 5 dark pink. The West Wing, Grey's Anatomy, cat sticker chips. Are tough. Knockout print shop. Pizza, drink lemonade. I love hearing all these. I love hearing all those. Okay, you guys, if you have any questions for Cindy at the time, go ahead and put them in the comments. My first question for you,
yes,
because I always have questions, is if someone is wanting to get into the ring system,
yes,
where would you say they start it? Like, because there's, for anyone who's transitioned, like there's like different sizes, different lingo, different stickers. What would you recommend they start with?
Like resource wise? So actually when I was starting, there wasn't like a lot of resources on like information about ring systems, but my friend Kristen over at Kristen's Plans has like a blog where she has like all the sizes of like all the planners, and like she goes into depth on how she like uses each one and like what the sizes are good for. So I would like try to find a resource like that where it's like either a YouTube video or like a blog post that has like size information, because it took a while for me to get into my like A5 rings, because I was using like a B6 before because I thought that's what was going to work for me, but so yeah, I would definitely like do your research on like things and try things out, because you never know what's going to work for you.
And try things out. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you try things out without having the feeling of being wasteful?
Without breaking the bank? I would say like try the buy sell trade groups, or like honestly, I feel like the best way to not be wasteful is like a lot of the ring stuff, or like you can find printables. So I would buy like a cheap printable of like different insert sizes and see which one you like using the best, like which size you like using the best. And then once you figure out what size, then you can actually buy the planner, because the ring planners are kind of expensive. So you kind of want to, figure out which size you would like first. Yeah.
I like that idea of like checking out printables and seeing how you like them. I really like that idea. And then I also know on Amazon they sell like cheap ring systems, like $10 for you to try as well. And so that's also like, yes, I see. So glad you're here. Okay. Here are your questions, Cindy. You ready?
Yes.
So asks, what are your plans after law school?
So right now I have no idea. Hopefully, well, I'm going to take the bar exam in July, hopefully, because of COVID. I don't know if they'll like reschedule it. But yeah, take the bar exam. I want to get a clerkship with like a judge so I can like have a year of experience and learning more about like the judicial process, like a hands-on approach instead of like theoretical. And yeah, I want to work at like a corporate business type law firm, or like business immigration type law firm. Yep, those are my plans.
I love that. KDK Plans asks, Cindy, what are your cloth and paper must-haves?
Okay, so I actually have a video planned on this, but right now my cloth and paper must-haves are the like monthly inserts that you get. Like I know she like puts them in the subscription box, so the one that has like the month view and the weekly view. I would say the dots, like the shape dots, like these are my favorite, the fawn ones, because this is like the colorway that I have, but she has like these multiple shape dots. So that's a must-have. And what else? I would say she has really good dividers too. So like the glass dividers.
I have glass dividers. Wait, where's the glass divider? There's a glass divider.
Ones, yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Katie, that was a great question.
Yeah.
Rachel had asked, how do you keep from getting overwhelmed with all of the choices?
Like the planner choices?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm going back to like my answer with like the inserts. I feel like knowing what you want to use the planner for, like having intent behind like what you want to use the planner for before you like go into everything, and then figuring out the size you want first, either by like buying a cheap version on Amazon or like finding a printable insert. I feel like that would help me or help anyone be less overwhelmed, because at least you know like what you're going to use the planner for and what size you want. And then I feel like that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Oh, I really like that. Know what you want to use. I feel like we just need to ask ourselves.
Attention.
We buy a planner. Okay, Cindy, I have another question.
Yes.
You have like, I think, is it 3 Instagram accounts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about the difference between your 3 Instagram accounts and why you decided to have 3 different Instagram accounts.
So I have like, 3 different like planner related Instagram.
Yeah, all related to planning. Yes.
So Cindy P Plans is like my minimalistic Instagram. It started out as my decorative, but when I switched to minimalistic, the minimalistic style, it didn't really mesh very well. And I tend to like put things in different categories and compartmentalize things a little differently. So I feel like I needed a different Instagram for like my minimal aesthetic, and then a different Instagram for my decorative aesthetic. So that's where Obsessed with Paper came from. That's my decorative, sticker, colorful aesthetic, and then Cindy P Plans is like my like black and white minimal aesthetic. And then Charmed and Poised is a shop that I started. And I sell tumblers, planner stationery, and custom vinyls. And right now it's closed because of like the time commitment of it and just like how saturated the planner community is. But yeah, that my Charmed and Poised account is like my shop account.
Okay, so you have a minimalistic account, decorative account. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, when do you know when you want to be minimal and when you want to be decorative? Like,
so I mainly use my decorative planning style for memory keeping. So
like scrapbooking?
Yeah, so it's more scrapbooking to me. That's how and when I use like my more decorative stickers and washi and all the foil, that's when I use it. So any like memory scrapbooking, journaling type things go on that account and in those specific planners. And then my minimalist planner is just everything else, like how I keep my life on track from like the day-to-day life. So yeah.
Okay. And then I think I want to end with this question, but how have you found your planner style changing throughout different seasons of your life?
So I can say like before I started like law school, I was definitely more into like the decorative planning and trying to figure out a way to use that more functionally. And when I realized that didn't work, and getting into like law school and like corporate America, I realized that I needed more of like a, I guess, grown up corporate aesthetic that was like more simplistic, because it's not like you can like pull out a bunch of stickers while you're in a meeting or in the office. So I realized that I needed something a little bit more simpler where I could just use like a pen, paper, and a highlighter and still make it pretty and make me want to use it. So that's where like my minimalistic style came in. Yeah.
Okay. Do you find that you tend to is there one where you feel like you get more stuff done?
Definitely my more functional A5 rings. That's like my more functional planner. But my other like decorative planner is definitely not functional at all.
Okay. Yeah. I hear that. That's something that I'm trying to figure, because like, again, like with following all the different Instagram accounts, I'm like, ooh, this, like, it's like the whole minimalistic, it's even moving into our like planner systems, and I'm like, ooh, I want to, like, how do I like incorporate that into my own planner?
Yeah.
But I call myself a maximalist. That's not
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to be minimal with the monthly, and then in the weekly, that's allowing myself to use the sticker kits and all the things. So,
And that works too. I feel like whatever works for you, you know.
yep, I love that so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Is there anything that you want to leave with people before we head out?
I want to thank you for letting me join you on planning together. And I don't know what to tell.
No, you're good. And if someone is looking to buy, like, if they're new to planning, they're like, you know what, I'm just trying to get my life together. What would you recommend? Like, where would you say, like, this is what I say, like, when, like, any planning advice that you have to a new planner?
A new planner, just start writing things down, you know. I feel like once you start writing things down, because I feel like the planner community can be a little bit like overwhelming when you first get into it. So if you start slow and just start writing things down, I feel like you'll figure out what works for you with this overwhelming community.
Yes, because it totally can be.
Yeah.
I like that. Just start writing things down and figure out what works for you. I love that so much. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Cindy.
Thank you.
Thank y'all, friends, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
In the comments. Again, if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future friends. And someone's calling me right now, but that's okay. But y'all, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.